We're going to be exploring something delightfully quirky. 15 innately British traits. These are the behaviours, habits and attitudes that make British people immediately recognisable anywhere in the world. As usual, this is a comprehension lesson, so I will speak slowly and clearly, and I will put up phrases that could be useful or that you might find challenging up on the screen as I speak. Let's talk about one of the most famous British traits first, and that is our fixation on the weather. It might sound dull, but in the UK, discussing the weather is practically an art form, regardless of how uneventful the forecast is. You might hear phrases like, oh, it's a bit chilly today, it's definitely brightening up, beautiful day while it lasts, it can't make up its mind today. This isn't just small talk. It's a way to connect, fill awkward silences, and bond over our shared climate misery. As you know, weather in the UK is notoriously bad. It's cloudy, grey and miserable a lot of the time. My husband constantly reminds me we are one of the countries that gets the least amount of sunshine maybe in the world. So we are very attuned to the weather. Also, we are never happy with it. Either there's the standard grey, dreary, miserable rain, or it's overcast. But if it's very sunny, then, oh, it's too hot. No, it's too windy. Oh, it's too this, it's too that. I think we're just never satisfied with the weather. But we are fixated on it. So next time you're in the UK, listen out for it. Second point is our politeness. British politeness is legendary, but it goes beyond good manners and borders on the absurd. We say sorry when someone else walks into us. We add please and thank you to every sentence as though our life depends on it. Sorry, please, would you possibly mind passing me the salt? Please, thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish I were exaggerating, but that honestly is how it often is. We're polite even when we're angry. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I wish you would just please listen to me. We don't shout. And we write emails with a passive-aggressive tone. Phrases like, as per my previous message, and we'll sign off regards rather than kind regards. Confrontation? Never. We would rather suffer in silence and let the resentment marinate. Number 3, taking forever to get off the phone. Ending a phone call in the UK is a delicate and extended ritual. We never just say bye, it's a whole performance. All right then, yes, Jude, I'll let you go. Okay, yes, no, great to catch up. No, really good to catch up, yes. Right, cheers, yes, absolutely, cheers. Bye now. Oh yes, we'll definitely speak soon, Okay, bye now, bye, take care. Again, I wish I were exaggerating, but sometimes I count how many times people say goodbye. Okay, bye, yes. Bye, take care. Oh, take care, yeah. Bye for now, bye. Sometimes it takes longer to say goodbye than to have the actual conversation. It's part of our tradition of being polite and not wanting to seem too abrupt, not wanting to end the conversation abruptly. Number 4, a deep love of queuing. I talked about this a bit in my video about 10 things that drive Londoners crazy. You can watch it here if you haven't seen it. In the UK, queuing isn't just orderly, it is sacred. We will queue to send a letter. We will queue to buy a sandwich. We will queue for a bus that isn't coming. And even when there's no queue, we will form one instinctively. And woe betide anyone who skips ahead and jumps the queue. You might hear a quietly furious, excuse me, I think there's a queue. It's about fairness and shared suffering. The longer the wait, the greater the camaraderie. Number 5, our tea fixation. Tea is the national drink, but more than that, it's an emotional support system. Oh, you having a bad day? Have a cuppa. Good day? Let's celebrate with a brew. Major crisis, we'll put the kettle on immediately. In the UK, making tea for someone is an act of kindness, and offering tea during any situation is just second nature to us. Oh, you've been dumped, let's put the kettle on. Your dog ran away, how about we have a cuppa? Black tea with milk is the standard, and there are actual debates about whether or not the milk goes in before or after. People have very strong opinions about this. We love our tea. And you'll often hear people say, how do you take it? Milk 1 sugar or milk 2 sugars. And to be fair, it's not always just tea. For example, I break the stereotype because I much prefer coffee to tea. But I do instinctively, when someone is having a bad day, want to have a hot drink with them. There's a brilliant line from a book by Bill Bryson, Notes on a Small Island. I highly recommend it. 1, it's hilarious. 2, he really hits the nail on the head when it comes to British culture. A great line in that book that is so true. I've never seen people get as genuinely excited about the prospect of a hot beverage as the British people. I might have misquoted slightly, but it's along those lines. And he's right. We get very excited about the prospect of a hot beverage. Number 6, self-deprecating humour. British humour is rarely boastful. In fact, we take pride in mocking ourselves. Of course I fell over. I'm as clumsy as a giraffe on ice. Oh no, I never win anything, except maybe worse dress. We use this sort of humour to avoid arrogance, which we find very unattractive, and to connect with others on an equal footing. And humour leads me on to number 7, which is sarcasm and irony. Sarcasm is a finely tuned British weapon. We use it daily, but it often confuses learners because it depends heavily on our tone. For example, oh, great, another parking ticket, brilliant, not brilliant. Well, that went well after a disastrous meeting. If you miss the sarcasm, you might misunderstand the whole meaning. It's often dry, subtle, and very satisfying. We love our sarcasm. Number 8 is our fondness for understatement. Brits are experts at downplaying serious events. We use phrases like, okay, not ideal, or bit of a hiccup, when something is a disaster or a calamity. Love that word, calamity. Even during major emergencies, you might hear something like, well, that's a bit of bother, isn't it? Why? It helps keep panic at bay, and it maintains the all-important image of being unflappable. We keep calm and carry on. Which leads me nicely to number 9, the famous stiff upper lip. If you've heard this expression, a stiff upper lip, it refers to the British tendency to not show our emotion. Emotions are a tricky territory in the UK. The ideal response to a crisis? Calmness. A stiff upper lip, no tears, no drama, we just carry on. As the famous expression goes, keep calm and carry on. We might be heartbroken inside, but we will still offer you a cup of tea, a biscuit, and a smile. It's about strength through composure, even if we're crumbling on the inside. We put on a brave face. Number 10 is our reluctance to accept compliments. Offer someone British a compliment and see how they squirm. Oh, this whole thing? No, I look terrible today. It's almost as if we don't like being complimented. Compliments are treated like suspicious packages. We deflect, downplay, and act like praise is embarrassing. It's all part of that humble persona. But honestly, if someone compliments me, I don't know how to react. I watched in awe as my American friend just says, oh, thanks, that's sweet. For us, oh, no, that's not right at all. Oh no, it was awful, it was just terrible, but thank you. We don't know how to handle compliments. Number 11, talking about holidays, while being on holiday. A Brit could be lying on a beach in paradise and will still say, oh, it's lovely here. I think next year we'll try Italy though. Planning the next holiday while still on holiday is peak Britishness. It shows our yearning for sun, novelty, and something to look forward to, especially when home is cold and drizzly, like it often is. Number 12 is a bit of an uncomfortable one, but that is our class awareness. We'd love to think of ourselves as a classless society, but in reality, class is everywhere in the UK. If you don't know our class system, to put it simply, we have the working class, the middle class, and the upper class. And unfortunately, British people are very aware of it. From the way you speak to the paper you read, class clues are subtle but constant. Brits notice these things instinctively. It's something I'm quite ashamed of, to be honest. But in the UK, anyone opens their mouth and someone will automatically put them in a bracket. Perhaps pigeonhole them according to their class. It's not like many countries where the divide is mainly between those who have wealth and are rich and those who aren't. This is deeper. It goes back to our history where there is an entrenched inequality going back centuries. For example, you can have a lot of money and still be considered working class. Or you can have no money whatsoever and still be considered upper class, an aristocrat, a lord or a lady who speaks like this. It would be wonderful if we could overturn our class system, but historically it goes back such a long way. Will we ever manage to? Number 13 is a bit more upbeat, and that is our love of pubs and pub culture. The pub is the beating heart of many British communities. They're not just for drinking. They're where you go to eat, chat, mourn, quiz, celebrate, and unwind. From the quiet weekday post-work pint to the full Sunday roast experience. The pub in the UK is practically the extension of home. If you've never experienced it, go to a pub, a proper pub in the UK, and you won't regret it. My favourite are actually the country pubs. There are some really lovely country pubs where the food is very good. Number 14, saying it's not the heat, it's the humidity. When the rare British summer arrives, everyone complains. But not about the heat, no. It's always the humidity, or the air pressure, or the pollen. British people are obsessed with finding the specific reason for our discomfort. And number 15 is a random one, but it is our love of Tupperware and reusing plastic bags. No British kitchen is complete without its drawer of mismatched Tupperware. My one is right over there. Takeaway containers are never thrown away, and plastic bags, we store them all in one big plastic bag that's stuffed into a cupboard and that falls out when you open it. Call it frugality, call it environmentalism, call it what you will. Mostly, it's just how we were raised. So, how many of these traits did you already know or recognize? Or maybe even share yourself? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this comprehension practice, make sure you look at the playlist where I have many videos where I discuss things like this. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, wherever you are. See you in the next one. Bye.